Welcome to the last episode on Court Helicopter, the episode that deals with a question about drugs and psychotropic substances. Law number 242 of the laws of Kenya. This was a special request by Kenyans and people all over the world to show whether Kenya has the law that deals with drugs. This was brought about after Maduro was captured from Venezuela and taken back to the American. Many Kenyans didn't know we have this law. And when I went back to the law, what we are bringing you is that this law is harsher, more harsh than the laws of very many countries in the world. It is harsh than the American law. It is harsh than the Venezuelan law. What has been missing is about the political goodwill for the police to enforce this law. The judiciary has not tried to implement this law as it is. A good friend of mine, Vivian, asked me, if a governor is arrested, can he face the same circumstances like her? The answer, the law does not discriminate. The principle of equality will be applied. But the practical aspect, will that governor be brought to court? Vivian will be brought to court, I assure you, because she is a simple journalist. She is a young person. She's a Gen Z. She cannot bribe the police. But does the law allow that? The law does not allow it. So today, the final episode we are looking at, once convicted, what happens with forfeiture? Section 19 onwards provides that the proceeds of crime, all that has been acquired by virtue of this trade. Drugs are high-paying. It's a high-paying business. Many of the money from the drug industry are propelled into real estate. People have a lot of money in the real estate that are coming from drugs. Last week, we saw the episode that there are Kenyans who have been involved in money laundering, transferring money from Minnesota in the US up to here, and they have invested that money in the real estate. People have bought high-end cars. These high-end cars are proceeds of a crime. People have bought luxury boats, the yachts. People have bought choppers. People have bought commercial vehicles to do that. All these things under this law, it is called proceeds of crime. So the first element is we have identified that the proceeds of crime. How does the law operate? Once this is an issue, the jurisdiction of forfeiture is at the High Court. It is not at the Magistrates Court. The Magistrates Court will try and convict, but the question about the freezing of the properties, it is done at the High Court. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecution moves to the High Court to get what is called a restraint order. All those properties will be restrained. You cannot sell, you cannot transfer, you cannot gift, you cannot do anything with those properties. So, if it is land, all the lands will be put a restraint at the land registry. If it is motor vehicles, a restraint will be put at the NTSA. If it is money in banks, all the monies will be frozen. All those accounts will be frozen. How does the law move? From the Kenyan known law, where the burden of proof is normally with the prosecution. Under this law, and that's why he said, this law is more serious than the law of America. The burden shifts from the government, that is from the prosecution, to you. So you are told, we have found you have properties worth 10 billion. Show us how you made these 10 billion worth of properties. The burden shifts to you. Many will argue that it is unconstitutional to push the burden of proof to you, because the law under Article 49 and 50 presumes you to be innocent. Under this law, it is you to prove your innocence. The only thing the government is required, the only thing the ODPP is required is to show that you have these properties. Then you have got to show how. Remember, this is the similar law that applies in the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, where the asset recovery, there are two assets recovery, the asset recovery of the AG's office, the asset recovery of ESCC, and the asset recovery of the ODPP. They will push you to explain the source of the money, how you grew your wealth, and how this. If you fail, all these properties are forfeited to the state. Any land, any property that was acquired, any money, any shares in SACCOs, any shares in banks, any solid money in banks, whichever form, shall be forfeited to the state. 3, many of these properties are out of the country. 1, the people who are involved in drugs. Drugs is an international business. Properties are scattered worldwide. Under this law, there is mutual agreement. The mutual agreement between states to investigate together. America can request Kenya to investigate issues about their money that was brought here. Kenya can request Britain to investigate if drugs were used for properties bought there. So under that provision, it is a global law. Your property, whether it is in Kenya or outside Kenya, will be frozen and it will be sold. That is the reason Maduro's properties are going to be captured wherever they are worldwide, because of this law. 3, the fugitives, people involved in this crime, are not easily traceable, and they are hiding in very many corners of the world. Under this law, the law of extradition is provided for, that you can easily be extradited from any country that where you are. There's no place called a safe haven over this property. How has Kenya dealt with this? Kenya has dealt with it by putting in place specialized courts that deal with matters of drugs. We have 3 specialized courts in this country. From coast, we have the Shanzu Magistrates Court, specifically designed and manned by people, judicial officers who understand this thing. In Nairobi, we have the JKIA Court, the Magistrates Court that deals with this matter. We have also the court in Kahawa that deals with this matter. But also, the magistrates in other courts have jurisdiction to deal with this matter. And the High Court has jurisdiction to get and preserve and possess these properties. Does the matter end there? After being convicted under this drug, you can never get a visa in any country worldwide. Anybody who has been convicted of this, there is a register at the DCI. Remember, we said the publication, you can never get a visa to leave your country. Therefore, Kenyans, young Kenyans, get what I am saying. Your future, if you are involved in drugs, your future is bleak. If you are arrested and convicted, look at the number of years that you are going to move in. The minimum punishment of jail is five years. That is the minimum. The maximum is life imprisonment. The minimum fine we have been talking about is 100,000. Do you have that? That is the minimum. The court has discretion to punish you by the maximum. The maximum can be 1 billion Kenya shillings. So Wakili Danstan Omari, members of Cartel Copter are taking this not only to bring it to you as a duty for us, but we are concerned with the number of people who are involved in this. This law provides also for rehabilitation. Anytime you have been convicted, once you serve and come out, you must undergo rehabilitation for 6 months minimum. But many of the punishments that are here are life imprisonment. So you will never get that. Remember also, under the presidential powers of clemency, you can never be forgiven by the president or by the power of mercy committee when you are involved in drug and drug-related substance. Wakili Danstan Omari always bringing it to you and wishing you a happy New Year, educating you. Avoid the drugs. Avoid the drugs and avoid the drugs. It does not pay. The law will catch up with anybody involved in this drug. The drugs have caused a menace in every family. No family in the Republic of Kenya is not dealing with the drugs. They are those affected in the drugs. Family members, friends are affected when drugs are involved in this matter. This does not involve Busa. Busa is not here. Traditional Busa is not here. We shall be dealing with the law that deals the Chiefs Act and others when we deal about those other offenses in the penal code. Keep watching. It was hot. It was tough. I was forced by my crew to go and get a sports jacket. And that is why today you have seen me for the first time giving the final submission in a sports gear. All from the top down, it is Adidas. Because we believe that it is time for you to wake up. It's time for you to start running away. Take the next flight. Disappear. Put your shoes. Running away shoes. Put your trousers ready and your jacket as a lady, as a man, to run away from this law. If you don't run away from this law, me have already taken the position. I have run away, not that I've been involved, but they can never get me into that ring. Even you, keep off the drug. The drugs are a chaotic. Wakili Danstan Omari, always a pleasure dealing with the laws as they come. Happy New Year 2026.